Welcome to the finale of What If Obi Wan had said hi there rather than hello there. If you haven't seen the first two parts, I highly recommend you watch those first before watching this video. The link will be in the description below. Without Sidious's masterful manipulation, Vader relies on a reign of terror over the galaxy, leading to dissent amongst the worlds. Vader combats this by employing several highly intelligent commanders, as well as using some of Sidious's plans, but this only worsens the problem. Without attempting to, the Jedi had improved their reputation. The problem was, nobody knew if they still existed. But in reality, they were strengthening with each passing moment. The survival of Padme had become a pillar of hope, and the Jedi were finally correcting their old ways, becoming far less predictable. Occasionally going on small missions to disrupt Imperial activity, the Jedi begin their emergence. Bail Organa and Padme Amidala's past connections proved to be useful, gaining funding from a variety of sources, and forming alliances behind the back of Vader. But through spies, and the use of the Force, Vader knew this too, and became displeased with the work of Grievous, often proving to be sloppy, and not as ruthless as required. After one mission where a Jedi Master slipped through the net, Vader headed for the planet of Kashyyyk, with the population of the Wookiees also becoming chaotic. Casting a giant shadow over the terrain, Vader's shuttle landed, as some of the Wookiees retreated in anticipation, with some raising their bowcasters. As the door opened ominously, they were all sent into the murky waters behind them. Sweeping his cloak to one side, Vader headed for a nearby cave. Entering the cave, he comes face to face with what was once an ally, but now was a liability. As Vader ignited his blade, casting a light over his face of evil, the tall metallic frame of Grievous opposite him did the same. Blurs of green, blue and red flashed across the cave, as the two master duelists matched each other strike for strike, but with the cave getting darker and darker, Grievous moved the battle back to the outside. As the Wookiees looked on from their huts, Vader used the logs from several fallen trees, and hurled them towards Grievous, but the cyborg used his lightsabers to easily reduce them to splinters. Suddenly, the ground beneath them shook, as out of one of the forest emerged several Tyranids, lunging towards Grievous, as Vader controlled them with the Force. Although not affected by the venom from the claws of the predators, their combined power and razor-sharp tusks soon tore through the surprised Grievous, reducing him to a pile of scrap. In a move that surprised the Jedi, Vader used Grievous to condemn the growing unrest in the galaxy, stating in a public speech that now without the monster, there would be peace. This did not sit well with most of the galaxy. The Jedi had told them that Grievous was merely a cog in Vader's system. The Jedi now knew that this was their chance. Knowing the power of Vader, the Jedi sent all of their Knights and Masters to confront him at an Imperial space station, including Luke and Leia Skywalker. Using their upgraded starfighters, the pilots managed to penetrate the powerful shields, allowing for several medium-sized gunships to descend upon the station. As Master Yoda leads the way, they come across a hangar, guarded by a legion of Imperial troopers. Before they could fire, the Jedi simultaneously throw their lightsabers, and force push the troopers, but to their horror, the lightsabers are suspended in mid-air, as with a hand outstretched, emerged Vader from a previously unseen doorway. Disregarding a suggestion from one of his commanders, Vader asks them to step aside, whilst he dealt with the Jedi. As the troopers run to the sides of the complex, Vader plunges his lightsaber into the ground, causing a crack to form across the whole hangar, and several pillars to fall on top of the Jedi. Yoda manages to catch these pillars in mid-air with the Force, and discards them to one side. With a quick whistle, Vader summons a dozen Tyranids, who break down their hidden doors and cages, and rampage towards the Jedi, demolishing most of the Knights and Masters, who had only heard about such beasts in tales. As the Knights and Masters fall all around them, Luke and Leia use their instincts, and hop into one of the unscathed starfighters, and fire at the beasts, eventually whittling down their armour. Their efforts are not unnoticed by the Sith Lord. As they athletically front flip from the starfighter, Vader commends them, deeming their talents wasted by the Jedi. The remaining Jedi grip their lightsabers with anger. This temerity would not go unpunished, even if revenge wasn't the Jedi way. Vader attempted to lunge towards Luke and Leia, and shielding them from the help of Obi Wan, disarmed them easily, reducing them to their knees. As Vader was about to go for a dual decapitation, the figure of Padme Amidala leapt from seemingly nowhere, taking the impact of the blade. As Luke and Leia screamed in anguish and pain, Yoda used his distraction to sweep off Vader's head. He regretted the decision, but knew it was right for the galaxy. Tending to Luke and Leia, who had not come out unscathed. Yoda asked Obi Wan to cover Padme, and the depleted Jedi headed back to their gunship. It had taken a great cost to eliminate such a threat, but Yoda knew it had been worth it. The galaxy was now free from the shackles of the dark side. That is until a new threat would arrive. That is it for this mini-series of What If Obi-Wan Said Hi There rather than Hello There. Please like this video and subscribe for more tips. And as always, leave a comment on what if you'd like to see next. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.